everyone, and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin. I am documenting my journey to complete debt freedom and financial independence. So I am a zero-based budgeter. I follow a cash-based system, and I do use cash envelopes for both my variable expenses and then also for my sinking fund, so my short-term savings and medium saving goals. So that is what I'm going to be doing today, is stuffing my cash envelopes for the next fortnight. So I am in Australia, hence the colorful money, and fortnight just means the next 2 weeks. That's just the phrase that we use here for that. So I am going to be stuffing, I think, just around $2,300-ish. I'm not going to go through counting it all out because, well, we want to keep things short and to the point, or at least attempt to. Caroline, I'm trying to show you the numbers as much as possible. I always forget what it is that I should be looking for, but if you see anything nifty, by all means, let me know. If you are not familiar with who Caroline is, that you might suddenly hear a lot of us Aussie cash stuffers talking about, that is Caroline over at Caro Cash. I'm here on YouTube, and she is also a cash stuffer, but she is also a collector of coins and notes and knows all types of just really fascinating information about not just Australian currency, but just currency in general. She probably knows more about U.S. currency than even I do, because, well, I've never really just paid that much attention to all of it. So if that's something that interests you, definitely take a look at her channel, and you can hear her talk about wanting to noodle through everybody's money. I keep my variable spending, so these are really kind of my day-to-day here, just in my small moterm. So this is an A7. I did order a couple of more because if I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sold on having to fold my notes in half. It takes up a lot of space, really, and with the polymer notes, they don't want to stay flat or anything like that. So $400 is going towards our grocery fund. I've mentioned that, inflation, prices are just going up so much. I had $50 left over in household. I'm actually going to keep that in there because that just means that I didn't buy any household supplies. And sometimes, if you need to buy more, then it's good to have a little bit of extra. So I'm just carrying that over. So $50 going into household. I do have $50 that I'm setting aside for bulk groceries. I don't have an envelope for that in here. Erin's spending is getting $50, even though I am attempting as much as possible, a no spend November. So I'm seeing how little of my cash I can use. For fuel gets $300, so $51.50. So 350s, we're gonna get 520s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 250. 60, 70, 80. 60, 70, 80. And then 4 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 51, 50, 70, 90, 10, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 300. We are probably going to have to look at increasing our fuel amount as well. We're fluctuating between $1.71 and $1.96 per liter. So there's just under 4 liters per gallon. So if you want to do the rough estimate math, anywhere between $7 and $8 per gallon that we are paying for our fuel here. For transport, I have $75. These are for our tolls, paying fees at the hospital. There's just really no way to avoid those because of where we work. It's really, particularly for my husband, he just has to go over a toll bridge in order to get to work without having to drive ridiculously around a long way, which then increases the need for more fuel. So for my boys, my dogs, my bestest boys, they are getting $150, who are strangely quiet today, which with dogs, sometimes, you know, dogs are kind of like kids sometimes. When it's quiet is when you start worrying and you're wondering, what are they up to? Eating out. Okay, there's no way that we did not use our eating out money, so I'm going to assume that that was just me forgetting to take it out and return it to the bank. So that is going there, but eating out is getting $100. I know that we ate out, which means that I just didn't pay cash. And as you can see, my trackers are still empty because I am absolutely terrible at tracking and I am completely unapologetic for it. $50 going in to personal. So that is just for kind of head to toe, as some people refer to it. Grooming, tidiness, making myself feel good, whatever you want to call it. And then nothing going into the miscellaneous, nothing in the back to bank. Gary, as usual, has been given his $100, and it is probably burning a hole in his pocket that will be spent up this weekend. Okay, so moving to our savings for at least 1 year. So our car registrations, so $200 that is going. So we have 3 cars and 2 motorcycles. Car maintenance is getting $40. So 20 and 40 numbers, Caroline. When I remember, I will do that. So car maintenance, then that brings us to, we'll count that 50 last, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 210. So 210 in car maintenance. I have finally made new envelopes. I'm just waiting for my new binders to show up, and then I'll be doing a swap out. I'm thinking of doing just like a small Q&A during that. I know I have the big Q&A with surprise questions coming up with Marlene, but if there's anything that you are curious about or would like to know or would like to hear me talk about, drop it down in the comments below and I will address that. $10 going into our insurance gap. So 250, 70, 80, 90, 310. So just aiming for, I had 750, but I think I'm gonna go for 850. Home maintenance. So anything around the house that needs to be taken care of, particularly now that we are in spring/summer. So 51, 52, 150. I don't use placeholders in things like home maintenance and car maintenance until they really get up to higher values, because these ones we do tend to dip into a lot. The stupidity fund is for my dogs. So this is their mini emergency savings. Still haven't had to use anything, tap wood, for that. So we have 100, 200, 20 and $240. And I had somebody say that that's kind of mean to refer to my dog's like emergency fund as a stupidity fund. And I was just like, you really should meet my dogs. Turbo, so I talk about him the most. You know, he's the Mastiff. Lately, here's a picture of him. He thinks he's a mountain goat and he's just climbing up on everything. He can see out the windows perfectly fine. So why he found it necessary to climb up on the chair to look out the window is beyond me. And you can see like he's quite squished, and he actually did attempt to climb onto the desk after when I told him to get down, he's like, I'm gonna go on the desk and play on the computer because I have a separate computer set up over there. That is why I refer to it. So it's not that they're stupid, they just do really silly, stupid things sometimes. So $40 going into our subscriptions. So I had $500 that was already in the bank. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 70. So 20, so 20, 40, 50, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, $670. That is in subscriptions. Camera's on, counting's gone. That is just the rule. Any of you who are cash stuffers, I know you agree. Whether you edit it out or not, rarely do we ever get through an entire filming where we are able to count everything at once. Rates is getting $70. These are our council rates that we have to pay. So we did have to do a slight increase on this one. So 51, 20, 40, $140 there. And Steph, if you are watching, I will leave all of that in just for you. So to show, hey, I do it as well. And so Steph is Steph over at Simply Steph. Water is getting $70 as well. If you have not watched her videos, do give them a watch, because she is just hilarious. She's so real and just so honest. And I tell her all the time that her dialogue is pretty much everything that is going on in my head. Our water bill, we just got the notification, so this is going to be going back to the bank as well. So 51, 52, 53, 50, 70, 90, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So $465 that is in there for water. We pay our water bill quarterly. I'm not sure if what we pay is super high, or if it's not as compared to other parts of, Australia, even other parts of the world. So Irish, she is getting $50, which I'm out of 50s, which means I stuffed something up somewhere. That's okay. I'll grab the ones that I said I have to return to the bank, and then that way I don't have to pull something up. So Irish is getting 50. Irish is our Jeep Wrangler that we use pretty much for off-roading only. She is not a daily driver. And then this unlabeled one is for home projects. So home projects is different from home maintenance. These are things that we want to do and build around the house. We haven't come up with a list yet, but I am going to go with making up probably a binder just for that. I've got all kinds of changes and switch ups that are coming, but that takes care of what I loosely refer to as our call them high priority, but really a priority just changes depending on what time of year it is. So next, these are all things such as, celebrations, holidays. Our anniversary, that is going to get $15. Ooh, double E. Told you. I have no clue. I would need an entire cheat sheet. I was watching Georgia Emmett, and she has a cheat sheet that she made for herself for looking for different gold coins, because Australia does all types of different commemorative coins, and I'm just like, that is what I would need, because I forget. But anniversary now has 100, 20, 30, 40, 45, $150 for our lovey-dovey. We've been together, committed to each other for a long time. So for my birthday is just getting $10. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40. See, I see the 10, but I try, I'm meaning to count the 20, but I see the 10, and I just, association is off. It's similar to, it's what is called the Stroop test. So if you went to university and you had to take an intro psych course, and particularly in the US, you always have to take part in people's research studies. And if you've ever done the Stroop test, that's the one where they will show you a word, and it might be the word red, but the color will be green, and you have to decide if it's a match or if it's not a match. That's kind of the same thing that is going on here. So Gary, for his birthday, that's done by a lot of cognitive psychologists in terms of associations, and then how much are you relying on just kind of your unconscious responding versus your conscious. But I digress. $50, $70, $80, $90, $100 towards Gary for his another year around the sun. And Peyton, he is getting $40. So, oh, it means absolutely nothing, but they're very similar in terms of their first letters and numbers. I'm just like, Caroline, please tell me that there's something cool about my money. So he's got $20, $40, $60, $80. That is sitting in there. And gifts, just $5 going into gifts. So these are not gifts for family. These are just different things that, you know, in the workplace, or if my husband needs to take some money in for something at his workplace or whatnot. So haven't had to do really anything lately. So 50, 60, 65, 70. $70 there. My lonely, lonely Christmas fund. She will get some loving. You will all see when I count up all of my money for the year. What is that 100? There you go. There's a specific 100 that she told us to keep our eyes out for. I'm thinking it's a AA because I made a joke about how it's a flat-chested 100 because, you know, AA. Anywho, 100, 50, 70, 80, 95. So 195 out of 1,000, but we will hit 1,000, trust me. Easter is getting $45, so we're just ramping this one up a little bit. So 2 20s, 10, and 5. Hate when there's 150. 50, 70, 90, 210, 230, 250, 260, 270, 275, 280. How much do I need to have an Easter again? Ooh, 750. Better get on that one. I need to sit down and just reassess all of, I actually am going to sit down and reassess all of my sinking funds, because I actually start my year in December. So my 2022, all of my planning financially will actually be from the 1st of December all the way through to the end of November. I am adding $10 to Father's Day. So where's the numbers? Show me the numbers. $20, $30, and $40 there. Having to think so much about it now. Where ignorance is bliss, it is folly to be wise. Mother's Day is also getting $10. So after I count up all of my money for the year, and that happens, and I do that at the end of November, the beginning of December, so that's why I start all over again. 50, 70, 80, 90. So all of the money that I've been saving throughout the year, I use that to top up sinking funds, to put into different holiday things, to spend on myself or anything like that. And then that way I'm able to replan for the entire year. Other holidays is for 300. Long way off. $70 there, but we kind of tap in and out. And that's the thing with these ones. Some of these are quite revolving in that we reach into them, we take them out, we reach in, we take out, we put money back in, etc. Appraisal is getting $10. Thought I had more money in there. Maybe it's somebody else's money I'm thinking of. 10, 20, 35. Do you ever have that happen? Like when you, after watching so many other videos of people that have similar categories, and you remember the amounts that they have, and then when you get to your categories, you're going, no, I'm pretty sure that I had more than that. And then you realize that no, you don't. It's somebody else that does, because they're, well, you know, for whatever reason. And then you're kind of like, alrighty. And camping is, what is camping getting? Camping is getting 50, so 2 20s. And a 10. So 51, 50, 70, 90, 210, 230, 240, $250 in there. And our cover it up, no one wants to see that fund. So clothing, 20, 40, and 60, and some money did come out of here because my husband actually bought himself a couple of shirts for once. I didn't even have to ask him to. He just did it on his own. So proud of him. He's growing up so fast. Hospital is kidding, $25. My husband hates shopping. Like, I don't like using stereotypes, but he falls in that stereotype of he's very much a get in, get what I want, get out, and nothing else, where I am more of a, ooh, let's take a look around and see what they have in here that I didn't know that I wanted to buy until I saw it type person. And I usually have to actually tell him to go and like finally buy clothes or something, and he did it all on his own, which was, yeah, it was a little bit, it was quite nice. So 150, 200, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, $285 for hospital. Again, this is just for anything that is not covered by my insurance. I do not have a gap, so if I go into hospital, I don't even have a gap payment for that, neither for my husband nor myself. It's just for the, you know, if that random thing that pops up every now and then that's not covered by either my insurance or by the, well, obviously it wouldn't be covered by the rebate scheme if it's not covered by insurance. Twibbler is getting $10, and I am going to be completely revamping and coming up with a new set of envelopes for that. So that is $20 going to the Twibbler. My luxury is getting $10. And this is just one that's going to be growing over time. I have no intentions of buying anything anytime soon. You never know if something catches your eye. So 100, throw in money, 50, 60, $170 there. Vacation. Now that we are getting ready to open up. Actually, New South Wales is already allowing international flights out. So first flights to and from the United States have started from there. Queensland, we're looking at around December-ish for opening up our borders. So hooray, hooray, we're gonna be able to travel again soon. Not that traveling around Australia isn't great and there's a lot of beautiful places, but there's a lot of other beautiful places in the world that I want to go to before I, can't travel anymore. So 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm gonna need more money in my vacation fund though, because I'm not traveling very far with $100. But the nice thing is that I do still have $14,000 worth of credits for flights from everything being canceled and them not refunding my money way back when the you-know-what started. And our citizenship fund is getting $50 so that we can be voting here in Australia. Very, very much looking forward to that day. So we already have $500 in the bank. So 5, 6, 620, 40, 60, 80, 700, 10, 20, 30. $730. We really need to get on this so that we'll probably top this one up with savings challenge money as well. That way by the time Australia Day rolls around, we hopefully will be eligible for our swearing in. $10 going into technology because I never bothered to hole punch this one because I didn't know what I was going to do, and now I've made an entirely new envelope, but that will get changed out. The rest of this money is for my savings challenges that I have, and then that video will be coming up soon. I did miss closing out my October savings challenges just because I was buried under a stack of papers and I was marking, and my job takes precedence over everything else. So that has everything stuffed there. Money has its home, and now it's a matter of saving this and trying to not spend as much as my variable income as possible. That takes care of that for this video. If you did enjoy this, do please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to continue following the journey, and go ahead and subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on when I count up all of my savings, then do hit the notification bell so that you get notifications of times that I load. And if you're in the US, it comes up at weird hours of the morning because of, hey, time differences. So anyway, that's all I have for there. I will be back for my savings challenges soon. Until that time, do remember to choose kindness, show gratitude, always keep a positive mindset. I will see you in the next video.